What's the most disgusting thing you discovered about someone you trusted? My youth pastor was stealing money from children's cancer fundraisers. I was 16, volunteering at our church youth group every weekend. Pastor Daniel was everyone's favorite. Young, cool, related to teenagers better than our parents did. We'd raised $15,000 for St. Jude's Hospital through car washes, bake sales, and donation drives. Kids emptied their piggy banks. Parents gave up date nights. The whole community contributed. Pastor Daniel handled all the money, said he'd make one big donation to maximize impact, show the hospital how generous our small town was. It started small with suspicious comments. Pastor Daniel mentioned his new car, designer sneakers, expensive dinners he posted on social media. But youth pastors deserve nice things, right? Then it escalated. He started pressuring kids to donate more, saying God wanted us to sacrifice for sick children, guilting families who couldn't afford large contributions. I noticed something wrong during our weekly youth meetings. Pastor Daniel would count donation money in front of us, but the totals never matched what we'd actually raised. Numbers kept shrinking. The breaking point came when my little sister asked why we hadn't received a thank you letter from St. Jude's. Other churches got acknowledgement letters, photos of patients helped by their donations. We got nothing. I called St. Jude's fundraising office directly, asked about donations from our church. The coordinator checked their records. No donations received from our congregation, ever. $15,000 meant for dying children had disappeared. I told my parents immediately. Dad called the church board that night. Emergency meeting scheduled for Sunday after service. Pastor Daniel tried to explain, said he was waiting for more donations before sending everything together, making excuses about administrative delays and processing fees. But the board treasurer had questions. Where was the money currently? Which account held the donations? Could Pastor Daniel provide bank statements? He couldn't, because he'd spent it all on personal expenses. New car down payment, vacation to Miami, gaming computer, designer clothes, money meant for cancer. Patients bought his luxuries. The police were called Monday morning. Pastor Daniel was arrested for embezzlement and fraud. Local news covered the story. Our church made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Families were devastated. Kids couldn't understand how someone who talked about God's love could steal from sick children. Parents questioned everything they'd taught about trusting religious leaders. The church immediately started a new fundraiser to replace the stolen money. This time, donations went directly to St. Jude's with proper documentation. We raised $22,000 in 3 weeks. Pastor Daniel was sentenced to 2 years in prison and ordered to pay full restitution. He never apologized to our congregation, never acknowledged the damage he'd caused to kids' faith. I stopped going to church after that, not because I lost faith in God, but because I lost faith in people who claim to speak for God. Now, I work for a nonprofit that monitors charitable organizations. We investigate fraud and protect donors from scams. Every case reminds me why oversight matters. Trust is sacred. When someone violates it for money, they don't just steal dollars. They steal people's willingness to help others. The kids from our youth group still donate to charities, but they research everything first. Pastor Daniel taught us that lesson the hard way.